Welcome to the 150th episode of the Sensibly Cynical Podcast. My name is Sean, and before I go any further, I want to thank Frank Jack for being a co-host with me for the first 64 episodes. I've joked about everything that happened in the past, but in all honesty, he created the name, and without him, I wouldn't be sitting here in my apartment recording this episode. Also, this podcast has, gotten me out of a lot of funks in my life. It gives me joy just being able to speak from my heart on here. And the people that I have met using Sensibly Cynical as a vehicle have been nothing but extraordinary in general. So I'm very thankful for this podcast and for you coming along with me on this never-ending journey. Let's get the advertisements out of the way so you can enjoy this one. We are on Twitter at Cynical Sensibly, Instagram Sensibly Cynical Pod, and you can check out our Facebook group. Also, we are in dire need of some reviews on iTunes, so please do that. Subscribe and rate us. That's it. Thank you for reviewing us in advance. So, shout out to Frank. And let's get to today's episode. First, I was joined by Zeb Tuck from the band Zebulon and Company. Laid back guy, chill. We had a nice chat on Insta Live, so I will play that. And then, I'm not going to spoil the question, but psychic medium Deena Janel joins me, and she will give me the answer of all answers. So, stay tuned for that. But first, here is Zeb Tuck from the band Zebulon and Company. All right, joining me now, he is from the band Zebulon and Company, guitarist, singer, songwriter, Zeb Tuck. What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Chilling. I've been out in the sun all day. You can probably tell I got a little bit of sun. Just a little,
Yeah, we're on Instagram Live, So thanks for reaching out, buddy.
Absolutely. Yeah, hey, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's always good to connect with fellow artists and podcasts and musicians all over. So
yeah, shit's getting real on the podcast, man. I don't know if I hit up the right person or what, but things are starting to happen here.
Oh yeah, we got to make it happen for sure. Right? It's always happening.
Yes. So North Kakalaki, right?
Originally from North Carolina. Yeah, I'm in Myrtle Beach. In this little place called Ocean Lakes, and it's like a private place. We got golf carts riding around, and yeah, beautiful day today for sure.
When did you start playing? I know that's a loaded question, but tell me about the journey.
Oh my goodness, it never ends. I've been playing since probably 6 or 7. Just kind of picked it up, and I had my older brother played or was learning at the time, and I guess I just picked. He never wanted me to hold the guitar. He never wanted me to hold the damn thing, and I was like, "Come on, I think I can do this."
Yeah.
Never had the lessons, but I picked it up and ran with it, and I just come from a musical family. I've got 5 brothers and a sister. Pops plays music. My grandmother played piano, so it's always been in the family. It just kind of, we're all kind of naturally inclined, and I just had more passion towards it than the others. So it's just one of those things. I've never given it up. It's almost like a therapy for me, so to speak.
Is this kind of a newer endeavor here, or because I saw some stuff in Louisville that you were kind of making it big over there?
Well, yeah, lots of things that happened in this project I've put together. I've been in bands here and there. Nothing, I guess, it was always a good time, and we had some good music, but nothing, as far as put out through a publisher or anything like that. So yeah, this Zebulon and Company, I think I put it together last year, and I've got a great group of guys that work with me in the studio, in DSL Studios, and they're world-renowned. These musicians are incredible, and some of them have played, national acts, international. They've played internationally. Some of them, like the drummer, for instance, played with the Jacksons at one point. So
right.
Yeah, it's super cool to be able to work with that level of talent. But so they accompany me, and I write the songs, I sing, and there you go. Hope to have some live shows in the fall when I release my album.
You see, you've been getting some traction here.
Trying to, now that things have opened back up, and I've kind of taken a little easy, taking it slow, But my main thing right now is just working in the studio. I've got an EP coming out. I'm shooting for October to have the whole album released and have some wax and all that good stuff. I released Ramblin' On, which is the single. first single I put out. And I've got a couple more that I'm about to finish. Hoping the next month I'll get another one out there. But yeah, so once the album gets out there, we'll have a live performance and official CD release. It should be a big party, big show, and it'll be a good time for sure. Mm-hmm.
So let's go a little ways back. Talk about the song I'm Leaving, because one of the lyrics, I was listening to it. I've had my fill. I guess there's a lot of people that can relate to that lyric. Talk about that song.
That's funny. You went and listened to that. I appreciate it. Well, I wrote that in lockdown last year in 2020, and I think it had something to do with just being cooped up and just needing to get out,
Yeah, well.
You know what? And it was not directed at any one person. It was kind of just bits and pieces of things that a different emotion that went into it. It came really naturally when I wrote it, pretty quickly. And so I wouldn't say I like to have the listeners do the interpretation because it's unique for them, however you would listen and like it.
Those lyrics, you could take it a lot of different directions, man. I'll leave it at that.
For sure.
What do you see the future kind of the band? Just keep going, doing what you're doing, albums, and seeing where things go?
Well, yeah, exactly. I was on a podcast a month or so ago and asked a similar question. I'm on the no plan. It's fun. I like to put music out, and people dig it. That's awesome. And yeah, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. Connecting with people is the main thing. Social media is a tool, and it's a good thing for a lot of folks. And I just, to me, I'm a lot more introverted and hands-off.
Yeah, you're like, well, how do we do this? We're on Insta Live, and I'm like, yeah, dude, just accept. just press the button that says accept.
Right, yeah.
I love it, man. So talk about this song, Rambling On. Talk about that.
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. It started out as a phrase, and I started working on it last year at the beach. And it just kind of it came together, and it was a lot of fun. Then when I got in the studio, I started to produce it along with Mike Baker in DSL Studios. He and I kind of collabed on it, got the fellas in there, and truth be told, I was very hands-off. Yes, I had my opinion and gave direction, but I let these guys come in and just do their thing because they're professional musicians, and I know they would accompany it properly. So they came in and did their part. I had the song, the nuts and bolts, the infrastructure, and there you go. It was a lot of fun. So that's, like I said, first track on the album, and that will be out later this year. So
what's your, because I don't know, I think you liked the post I said that, independent artists, they're better than the people that aren't independent, to be honest. In my opinion, a lot of them are.
I agree.
Because I'm not trying to slouch people that, because good for them. They have connections that made it, to the quote, air quotes, big time, but sometimes I think people rest on their laurels. Would you agree with that, or would you dismiss what I said?
No, I agree.
Sometimes I'm not trying to throw people because people work hard for their success. There's a reason why these big companies sign them is because they work hard.
Absolutely.
In some aspect, whether it be marketing or whatever, the people that aren't signed to huge labels, they're the ones on the ground doing the dirty work, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but
well, honestly, no. I mean, bits and pieces of what you say, I agree with, but I guess to expand on it or piggyback on that, there's so much talent, and now with technology, you've got a lot of independent artists have the ability to just market themselves, and I think labels, to an extent, are kind of obsolete, and they're going to have to pivot pretty crucially. I mean, labels and that sort of thing, a bit antiquated, in my opinion. They have their place, but more or less the artist is doing all the work. They have to do the marketing. It's basically a bank in most cases for a label. They're going to give you money up front, and they're definitely going to expect it back because there's no free money. And with the percentage, you owe me interest with whatever I gave you, whether it's $50,000.
Right, and here that Spotify eats up so much of the money, like off streams.
But yeah, you know what, the royalties, they're streaming, yes, they'll pay, but that's not your mainstream of revenue if you're trying to.
And YouTube's monopolizing too. I mean,
I believe you got to get to 1 million. Well, you have to get to 1,000 followers initially before they even consider.
Before they even look at you.
Yeah, but I mean, after that, I think 1 million views only pays somewhere around like $8,000. So it's not like anything to write home about. I mean, certainly I could use that. I could use $8,000.
Well, I could use $8,000 as well. So I'll take 100 at this point. No, but so talk about like I know we briefly mentioned Rambling On. How are you gonna market? What's the marketing plan looking for? Like, how are you gonna release it? All that you said an album, but are you just gonna release it soon?
Absolutely. So, putting out a couple singles. I may not put all of them out, but I got Rambling On. It was released in end of April. I'm looking for end of July for my next single, and it's really close to being done. It's really good, and you guys are gonna love it. But after that single, I'm gonna wait and then release the full album come fall, probably October, end of October. We'll put on a CD release. I plan on making some wax. Vinyls come back in big time, so I'll do a limited run and give some away.
Are you looking to tour the Carolinas?
Well, I'm in Kentucky most cases.
Okay,
but I'm not opposed. I've had a lot of people, establishments hit me up from Carolina saying, "Hey, anytime you."
Both of them, South and North Carolina.
More so North Carolina, because I'm from Charlotte, Concord area.
Right, and then of course Louisville, Kentucky, yeah.
Exactly. So live in Louisville. I've been out there for about 15 years. I love it. But who knows? It could be a mini tour. I haven't really. Probably sounds like piss poor planning, but I'm not stressing it. During
COVID, there hasn't been a lot of going around and playing. But you got any fun stories from your time playing?
In the studio?
Just in general.
Oh man, yeah, it's tons and tons and tons. I've opened up for national acts. That was in the past, of course, not with this project. But last year was very unique. I did some work in the studio. It kind of came to a halt because of COVID. A lot of guys, a lot of folks were hesitant. But played some shows towards the end of the year. It was, a lot of folks were hesitant to come out. But it was a blast. I mean, good. It was good to support the venue, the venues that I played in, and it was good to get out. Yeah, so it's always fun to play shows. It's always fun, but I'm kind of picky of where I'm gonna play. So
right, do you guys play pranks on each other?
Pranks, yeah. Well, it may be way off topic. I'll tell you a great story. And I you know what? I'll be wide open. I don't give a damn. It was a beautiful full moon the other night. I suppose you saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was out here on the beach and had me a couple pina coladas, and boy, I was feeling right. Sun setting, couple mushrooms. Why not? They're good for you. It's medicinal.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. We'll have to link up again, man. You're great.
It was almost like a reset. It was epic. Yeah, that was very cool. So, I'm kind of a hellion, but I keep between the lines. Anything that's from natural, grows naturally, it's okay in my book. I
grew up in the Central Florida area, so I went to school at UCF, and it was no holds barred at that school. Trust me. Listen, I got off class at 5. I went to a party that was 5 to 5, and then had class at 6. And then I had I'm not proud of this stuff, but it happened. All right, man. Well, do you got anything to promote? Go ahead, social media. Go ahead.
Just keep an eye out. Follow my socials. Go follow my Instagram, my YouTube. And like I said, another single coming out in about a month. Everybody's really going to enjoy it. I know I had a lot of fun making it and writing it. And the instrumentation is beautiful. And so looking forward to that. Just stay in touch. I'll release the dates soon. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
But like I said, a little bit later this year, got some more coming out. You got to follow me and stay in touch in order to know when and where. Zebulon and Company, and that's for Insta. And then as far as, you should be able to just Google that. You'll find me. It.
Last thing, where'd the name come from?
All of my siblings have biblical names. It's Hebrew. It's biblical.
All right, man. Well, I'll holler at you later, man. And I appreciate the contact.
Likewise. I appreciate you. I'm going to go shoot some fireworks off and enjoy a drink.
Later, man.
Peace.
That was awesome. And yes, I enjoyed that whiskey. Now, it is time for my chat with Deena Janel. We have the fantastic Deena Janel, psychic medium Deena Janel. By the way, this is indeed the 150th episode of Sensibly Cynical. Can you believe I made it that long?
Yes, I can.
So, the question is, will Sensibly Cynical be here for episode 300?
They absolutely will be.
Oh my God, will it be me?
Yeah, it's going to be you and somebody else.
Oh, really? So, Deena, what you been up to since the last time you were on?
Just working. Busy, and
busy.
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 Yeah.
I haven't talked sports with you before on the podcast.
No.
What's your sport?
Well, I like UFC, but don't ask me names because I don't know them.
Any advice for the next 150 episodes, Deena, before we end this Instagram Live?
Well, I hear keep doing you, keep expanding, and keep bringing in the broad range of people that you do, and trust in your gut and who you're bringing, what you know, and how you flow.
Didn't you say last time that you think that I'll get married?
I don't know if I said it on here, but I said it on text that I better be invited to the wedding.
I think
I'll
that's.
officiate it for you.
You'll do what?
I'll officiate it.
Oh, are you? You're. What? Fantastic! I think this is how we should end the 150th episode. What do you think, Deena?
It sounds fabulous.
All right, go ahead and promote away.
All right. So you guys can find me at astralwhispers.com or my IG, which is my handles all on this piece. Just send me a DM, a text, or you can book online. And if you have any questions about how I read before you book, don't hesitate to hit me up. Just sometimes it might take me a few days to get back to you. So just so you guys know that. All
right. I appreciate you making a cameo here on the podcast. You deal with my hyperness on this decaf coffee I'm drinking. And
I can always deal with it.
All right. Well, have a good night.
You too. I'll see you.
Later.
Bye.
All right. That's it for this episode of the Sensibly Cynical Podcast. Again, 150 down and plenty of more to go. Just getting started here on Sensibly Cynical. Coming up next, I will be chatting with Noob from the podcast Our Reviews Will Kill You. Sensibly Cynical becomes the Noob Show. All right. That's it. See you, everybody. Bye.